Morning, young man. What are you seeing from Florida 3-0-1 in your pre-scout of them?
Um, they're a team that forechecks well. They get lots of pucks to slot area, both forechecks and ozone. I think Verhaeghe's had a good start there playing with Barkov. They've been in some close games, found ways to get points or win them. I think that's what the league is. Every night is you have opportunities, even if the score doesn't end up close, to make a play to either win or lose, and they found a way to be on the right side. So we'll see. I'm honestly, John, more concerned about our game and making sure that we're playing, taking care of some things from our perspective.
Is there a Bernier update?
No update as of right now. I'm not sure. I'll let you know here tonight.
Okay, so you're not saying he'll back up, or you're not sure yet?
I'd put him at questionable right now.
Okay, as we all are.
Especially you.
Yeah, especially me. 5-year anniversary this weekend for Dylan Larkin as an all-star. I mean, we've seen him evolve into a captain. How have you seen this kid grow as a man and as a hockey player?
Well, he's a great person, number one, and that's always been the case. Like anybody growing up, he was, I think, 19 when he started here. So now you're growing up in front of the cameras and the spotlight, and that's not easy. But he's done a great job of it, and he's continued to mature as a person. But I think it started with the base of being a great person. His parents did an unreal job raising him, and he's I think he's the things that we would all want in our children. He's got great work ethic. He's got great self accountability, and he cares about others. Those are qualities that certainly in my own children I hope they all have. So how is he growing? I just think both the maturity in his game and as a person has evolved over the last 5 years into 6 years now. I think he recognizes the need to be a complete player. I think, there's always a push to try to create more offense. And I just think it's handling that push of creating more offense without forcing it and still remaining a great complete player. And that's the balance that he continues to work towards and find that balance. But, I've said this before in terms of him as a captain. The number one thing that makes him a great captain is he's got respect. I would say ultimate respect of everybody in the room, including the coaching staff, but certainly the players. And I think that's a huge thing.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yep.
Next up, Max Boltman with The Athletic.
Hey, Jeff, I know you've talked about, the wingers' impact on face-offs so far, but I was just curious, when you have a guy who's executing at the level Luke Glendening is so far this year and really always has, what does he do that other people can learn from, and why is he that effective?
One, he's worked at it. Luke's got one of those. He's got a really, really great ability to get better at things, and it starts with his inner drive and his willingness to work at it. And when Luke was playing for me in Grand Rapids, he wasn't a great face-off guy, and there was a time when, I think Mike Babcock wanted to call him up, and he didn't at that time because at that time Luke wasn't a great face-off guy, and Luke took that as a challenge and became a great face-off guy in the American League. Came up to the National Hockey League. Wasn't unreal early, and then it's just continue to get better. And how do you get better? You work at your craft. It's like anybody in any business, sport, anything you do in your profession, you work at your craft and you get better at it. And so he's found different tricks. He's watched other centers, different moves that they've made. He's tried to incorporate those. He's a good athlete, so he finds ways to incorporate different moves into his kind of repertoire. And so he's got a lot of different ways to win faceoffs. He's got a low center of gravity. He's really, really strong, but he's also smart about how he goes about it, and that's why he's become a good one.
Thank you.
Yep.
Next up, Ted Colfin from the Detroit News.
Hey, just following up on that, Jeff, how has he evolved as a leader? I mean, you gave him that responsibility a year or two ago. I mean, how have you seen him develop as a leader?
Ted, you're lurking in the shadows there.
I know, it's like I'm in a dungeon here. Yeah, it's bad shadow. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
I'll be honest with you. I prefer that look by you.
So
I was Luke involved as a leader. Luke, honestly, all the assistant captains he did for Luke was give him a bigger voice. He's a leader. He's a natural leader. First by example, second by the standard which he lives by. and third by the standard which he expects others to live and perform by. So, I think he's a natural leader who, as he's gotten comfortable with the assistant captaincy, has grown into having a bigger voice. Now he's not a big talker. He's not going to, say a whole bunch. But I think when Luke talks, it matters because I think everybody respects him because of the inner drive and the competitiveness which he plays with every day.
Was it good to see Phil get on the score sheet the other night? I mean, it's kind of been a tough start for him. That's one of those guys who could supply some offense, secondary offense that you guys have been looking for.
Yeah. It's always good to have guys score and hopefully gain their confidence. And ultimately, we scored 3 goals the other night, all of which I think had some element of net presence to them. And ultimately, that's how we're going to have to score. And something we had talked about prior to the game of making sure we're doing a better job of being in front of the goalie's eyes. And then you get those kind of rebounds. And so, but it was good for him to score for sure. I think I thought the 2 games in Dallas, Phil did a solid job, but we certainly need him to do a solid job and add some offense. But he's not alone in that. But certainly, hopefully, that can spark him to more points and goals here.
I'm going to lurk back in the shadows here. Thanks, Joe.
Perfect. Thank you.
Next up, Art Egner, DetroitRings.com.
Hi, Jeff. With the moves with Hirose, Smith, and Rasmussen being assigned to the taxi squad, was that a paper move? Because it looks like, do you have enough players? It seems like with the guys on COVID.
Well, we can call those guys back up, Art. So obviously, by the time we play tonight, we'll make sure we have enough players to play.
All right, because the reason I'm asking, with Grand Rapids now beginning to practice and their season starting, will we see maybe a list of players going from taxi squad to Grand Rapids in order to play?
I can't answer that today. I'm honestly, Art, my focus is on this game here against Florida, so I can't answer that at all. And I'm not trying to evade the question. I don't know that answer. We're gonna put the lineup tonight to try to give us the best chance to win, and then we'll take the taxi squad day by day. I mean, that's the reality of the world we live in today. If they're playing here, they don't have to go down and play because they're playing here. Obviously, as guys come back, we'll see. And ultimately, we want to, these guys have had an opportunity here to show that do they deserve to stay up here? And so we'll see. We'll see how they play and how many more games they get before guys are available. But we'll just take all that day by day. My whole focus right now is just on Florida here tonight.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next up, Ansar Khan from MLive.
Hey, Jeff. Brome, from what I recall, his debut, he did a good job just controlling the puck down low and created a few chances that way. Is that something you need to see more of from him? It seems like is he pressing a little bit? I mean, without any points and only 4 shots on goal so far in 8 games.
Well, I thought he had opportunities for points early, all the way through. Certainly that first Chicago game, right off the bat, he gave Bird a great pass on a backdoor, not backdoor, but kind of backdoor look. That Bird hit the post on. The goalie made a great save, and then it hit the post. So I think through the first 5 games, he had plenty of opportunity to produce points. And if he continues to produce those opportunities like he did those 5 games, points will certainly follow. I can't speak to the second Chicago game. We weren't good enough, period. And then the decor against Dallas is hard to create against. They're not an easy match for him because they have such a good size. And that top 4D is as good as any in the league. Especially when Heiskanen and Klingberg are 2 of the best. And I think Lindell's a heck of a defender. And I think Alexiak's 6'100", and it's just hard to get around him, So I don't think it was an easy match. We'll face a good decor here again today, but he's going to have to find ways to keep being competitive like he is and get to the cage where all the goals are scored.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right, that's it for us this morning. Thanks, everyone.